Let your voices join to sing hallelujah to the newborn King. La 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 la. A very special King, he is born tonight. On to the wind, that house to the night, always following a star so bright. We are bringing some good news.
Oh, fantastic. Santa has to ring the bell on that one. That was great. Fantastic. Miss Claus, wasn't that something?
You know what, Santa? We also have a different kind of exercise, and that is tumbling. So in a minute you might want to see something.
Good. Can we ask the girls to stay sitting out here while we watch that? Have a seat, girls. And now we're going to take a couple of phone calls. Before we get into the tumbling, we'll take some phone calls and talk to some of our callers, and then we're going to see some tumbling. And you all can stay out here and join us. Is that okay? You can be our guest today. Fantastic. You did such a beautiful job. And you know Santa was watching too, and so was Miss Claus. And since we're going to be real sensitive about people that are too light or too heavy, we're going to get just across a subtle message that Santa needs to lose just a little weight, and he's going to take that to heart and work on it. Right, Mrs. Claus? Right, Santa. Now, our first phone call is from Tiffany in Erlanger, Kentucky. Tiffany, are you there?
Say hi. Say hi. Say it. Say hi, Tiffany.
Are you there, Tiffany?
Say hi. Come on. Say hi. Say hi.
Anybody on there, Tiffany? Let's go to the next call. Lois from Newport.
Yes.
Is Lois from Newport there?
Yes.
Is Lois from Newport there? Hello, Lois. Okay, what about Ashley from Hebron?
Say she's here.
Ashley?
Hi, Santa.
Hi, Santa.
Hi, how are you, Ashley?
Say fine.
Oh, I'm so tickled to hear from you. But Santa can barely hear you, Ashley. Can you speak up real loud?
Real loud.
Hi.
What would you like for Christmas?
Baby doll.
Real loud.
Baby doll.
Real loud.
Baby.
Say real loud, Santa. Baby doll.
Baby doll.
Does Santa need a microphone, or is can you hear Santa okay?
Yep.
Say real loud then, say a baby doll.
Baby doll.
Real loud.
Baby doll.
Say a baby
Okay,
doll.
I can't hardly hear you, Ashley.
Say it real loud.
Baby doll.
Say a baby doll.
Baby doll.
Baby doll, okay. Larry, turn this up here. Let Santa have one of his helpers come in here and turn this up here.
Okay. Where's Santa?
Say it real loud.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear Santa okay out there now?
Yep.
Okay. I can't hear her. Well, we're talking to Ashley, and she's got some toys that she wants. I think she wants a baby doll, right?
Hello, Santa.
There we go. Now I can hear you. You know, Santa's doing this program live, Brother Tom back there on the camera. And when Santa's doing it live like this, sometimes you have some technical problems, and Santa has to call in one of his workers, a technician. So Karen, one of his workers, is working on it. Now she's holding this speaker here where Santa can hear it. Thank you, Karen and Betsy. And, of course, Rudolph's overseeing this thing. Now, what about this, Ashley?
Christmas right down there.
Is that right? Is there anything else you want for Christmas?
Yep.
You know something? Santa loves you, and I got a little toy for you. Let's see here what we've got. Looky here. How's this?
Thank you.
A little baby doll for you? And you can have your mom and dad pick this up here at the cable board office. It'll have your name on it, Ashley.
Okay.
So we'll let you go now, and you have a Merry Christmas. Okay? Santa loves you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Oh, is this your brother? Okay, we're going on now to Roger in Covington. Oh, okay. We're going to Larry. If we're back here, we're going to, guess what, Amy? We're going to bring the tumblers on. And let's talk a little bit about tumbling first. Or we want to bring Lisa down and talk with her? Or?
Well, Lisa will come out in a little bit because I think she has two little girls that want to show you a little dance.
Oh, wonderful. Well, let's bring the tumblers in then.
If the tumblers could come out, please. Come on out.
Oh, Heidi, Lindsay, and Jamie. You want to tell us about these three, Amy?
Sure, they take tumbling and they take tumbling 1 hour a week, and they work real hard at their tumbling skills. And the best way to perfect them is to practice at home, because it's hard just 1 hour a week, you know, getting things perfect. So they do practice at home a lot. And then at the end of the year, they get to be in a big show on a stage.
Fantastic.
So we just want to show a few things that they can do today.
Okay.
Okay? Why don't we line up right over here? Okay. And we'll have Heidi go first. And Heidi, could you show a cartwheel real quick? She does a cartwheel and stretch. Okay, why don't we have Jamie come right over here. Maybe you could do it going this way, Jamie. Okay, ready? And cartwheel. Nice. And Lindsay.
Beautiful.
Okay, and they can also do a one-handed cartwheel. So why don't we have you start over there. Jamie, go first.
Fantastic.
Show them a one-handed cartwheel, Jamie. And Lindsay. And Heidi. Okay, now a little bit of their harder tricks are their back walkovers. So let's have, if you all could come over here for a second, I think it would be nice. And if you can do a back walkover, Jamie, why don't you start right there? Back walkover. They're not used to doing it on the hard floor. They usually have mats. And Lindsay, this takes a little practice at home.
Oh, this is wonderful.
And Heidi. Okay, very good. Now, one of the things
Okay, we're going to take off right now before we do any more and go to a tape
Okay.
for a second.
Happy holidays from the Kenton Boone Office of Cable Communications.
It makes life safer to have rules.
Now, if you didn't have rules, someone would get hurt. You shouldn't make noise on the bus because sometimes the bus driver, he needs his ears to hear everything.
Like when you have to stop by the train tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't stay too close to the curb, otherwise you could get flattened or something.
You should walk at least 10 feet away from the bus so you can see the driver and the driver can see you.
It's very cool to follow the rules.
Most fatal fires occur at night when you and your family are asleep and when seconds can make the difference between life and death. Fireman Joe and Sparky say a smoke detector, when properly installed and maintained, can double your chances of surviving a fire. Are you protected? Smoke detectors. Don't stay home without one.
Right.
We are the dummies crashing on through, busting our heads just for you.
My name is Vince. This job makes me sore. If you'd buckle up, I wouldn't do it no more.
They call me Larry. I'm a dummy too. When you don't buckle up, the dummy is you. Buckle that belt.
These are professional dummies. Do not attempt this at home.
Buckle that belt. Got one thing to say, and we know we're not wrong. When you go for a ride, put your safety belt on.
Okay, Santa, we have two more little girls that are going to come and dance. If they could come out right now. And their names are Megan and Kelsey, and they're going to do a little dance for you, Santa.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
if they can just line up real quick right here. Face
with their friend Lisa.
Face the lights.
Wonderful.
This is Lisa. Maybe Lisa
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Boy, Santa loves that, don't you, Miss Claus? What do you think of that, Rudolph? That is something, isn't it? Beautiful. Santa loves that. That's wonderful. Wonderful day of the year. Thank you so much. Let's have a big bell ringer for that one. What do you say? Way to go. Now, if you kids want to stay there and join Santa? Okay. Now, if we can do this, our next person to come on is going to be the Colonel Sanders, Colonel Harlan Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, can we ask you kids to sit down here on the floor? Okay, real neat. Fantastic. Now, guess what? We're going to have the Colonel. Come on in here, Colonel. Are you out there?
Sure.
Oh, wonderful.
Merry Christmas.
Colonel Sanders. Mrs. Claus. Over here is Rudolph and Santa's helpers.
All the girls.
And this was all of Santa's dancers, and they put on a show here from Amy Magnette, the dance studio. Wonderful. And they showed us how to do some exercises, Colonel.
We need that.
We do need it.
We need that badly.
And you know, one of the lessons we want to talk with kids about today is the importance of grandmas and grandpas and visiting with them and sharing love. So we want to make sure that we, get the message out that it's important to work with all of our senior citizens, our grandmas and grandpas, right, Colonel?
Yes, if we're all fortunate enough, we're all going to live to be grandmas and grandpas, okay? So don't forget grandma and grandpa, because grandmas and grandpas love all you children. You know, they're the spark in their heart, right?
So let's sit down over here on the couch just for a second. Okay, Colonel? And Santa's going to come on over here with you and sit down here so he can have the mic. And is there any kind of special little story you'd like to tell the kids about how you became Colonel Sanders?
Well, I became Colonel Sanders look-alike, okay? And that was in London, Kentucky at the First World Chicken Festival. But in saying something about Colonel Sanders, you know, Colonel Sanders was 66 years old when he started out on the road with his recipe. And you saw how famous he got, right? But it was perseverance. He kept at it. He stuck at it. He worked hard, but he became famous. And he was just this year, if he had lived, he would have been 100 years old. Did you know that?
My
yes.
gracious sakes, isn't that something? Yeah. Now, you know what, kids? Santa is so proud to have Colonel Sanders on here with him today that he is so thrilled about it. He'd like to take a couple of phone calls if he can and let them ask some questions of Santa. Do we have Roger there from Covington? Hi, Roger. Hi, Roger. Hi, Roger. Where are you?
This is Nicole Class.
Nicole? How are you doing, Nicole?
What? Hey,
Well, you got something you want from Santa Claus?
a light boy.
You like some toys?
Yeah.
Okay, Santa will see what he can do. Okay, Nicole? Do we have a toy over there, workers, for Nicole? Good, we got a lion for you, Nicole, okay?
Okay.
You have a Merry Christmas now. Santa loves you. Say hi to Colonel Sanders.
Bye-bye.
Hi there, Santa loves you. Thanks for calling. Now, what about Kenny from Fort Thomas?
Hello.
Kenny?
Hi.
How you doing, Kenny?
Fine.
Santa loves you. You know that? Santa loves you. You got some toys you want?
Well, yeah. Except I don't know yet what I want. 'Cause I never got to it.
Santa will work at making some toys, and you be sure and have him some cookies and
Well, I know what I want now.
Oh, okay.
I want one of these bear like.
Okay, Santa will do this, Kenny. He'll you be sure to have him some milk and cookies waiting, and Santa will be sure and come to see you. Okay? You have a Merry Christmas now. Santa's got a football for you here on a toy, so you can stop by the cable board and pick that up, okay? You have a Merry Christmas now. Okay, I guess we need to go to Colonel Sanders here for a second.
Well, I think maybe if we're running a little short of time, maybe we ought to get all the children on and whatever else we have.
Let's see if we got, who do we have next here? Colonel, will you stay out here with us?
I sure will.
Good.
Sure will.
And Santa would like to ask the rest of you kids if you would mind sitting over this way so we can have some more kids come on. And Santa's going to move back over to his chair. And, you know, I think at this time we're going to go to my good friend Kathy Maines, who's with the Northern Kentucky Health District. And, you know, Kathy Maines, come on in, Kathy. Hello. How are you? Santa's so tickled to see you. Let's have a big hand for Kathy. What do you say, kids?
Thank you.
And Kathy, today we got the dancers with us and Colonel Sanders, and we got a special film we're going to show. And then after we show that film, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay?
That's fine. We're really interested that the boys and girls stay healthy. So we're going to talk a little bit about how they can stay healthy by staying clean.
And you know, when the girls were in here doing the exercises, you know, Santa was working up a sweat of perspiration just in watching those exercises. And when you work up a sweat and perspiration, Mrs. Claus knows that Santa has to do something then. He's got to clean himself. So guess what we've got? A film with Mr. Clean Goodbody. And we're going to show this film now to you kids and then answer a couple questions. So we go to that film right now on Mr. Clean Goodbody.
To have clean power, I make sure to take a bath or a shower at least once every other day to wash the dirt and germs away.
Scrub-a-dub in the tub, what a healthy scene.
And I always use some soap to keep me nice and clean.
So clean.
Healthy habits help to keep a person fit. We all have a body, let's learn to take care of it. Don't forget, my friends, that there are a few places that you should be sure to get to. Make sure the soap and water flows behind your ears, between your toes.
Scrub-a-dub in the tub will never cause you pain. Then pull the plug with a tug of dirt flows down the drain. Healthy habits help to keep a person fit. We all have a body, let's learn to take care of it.
Repeat, my body belongs to me, you see, my body belongs to me.
My body belongs to me, you see, my body belongs to me.
I'll keep it as clean as I can, you see, my body belongs to me.
I'll keep it as clean as I can, you see, my body belongs to me.
My body belongs to me, you see, my body belongs to me.
My body belongs to me, you see, my body belongs to me.
Now give your body a nice warm hug. Learn to be your own best friend. I just love taking nice, refreshing baths. Hey, have you ever wondered why it's so important to keep clean? When someone says to you, wash your hands, bath time, or take a shower, have you ever thought, well, how come? What's the big deal? Well, here's why. During the day, when you run around, you often get sweaty and dirty. Now, that's fine and natural. But if you leave your skin like that for too long, it may not be healthy. Let's visit the professor to find out why.
This is Professor U.B. Smart speaking to you from my research center. Recently, I have been investigating germs. Germs are tiny creatures which live all around us and share our world. They even live on the surface of our skin. Allow me to show you what some real germs look like under a microscope. Did you know that hundreds of real germs could fit on the head of a pin? Our skin protects us from germs. As a matter of fact, it's our #1 barrier against germ invasion. But if the skin is broken at all, even by a tiny cut, germs could get in and start an infection. But washing our skin helps remove these germs and helps guard against disease. Now, the germs on our skin can also mix with the sweat and create a bad odor. Oh, P.U. Oh, I've been working hard today, and I think I better go clean my skin right away.
Cleaning your skin cleans your pores. Pores are the tiny openings in your skin that release fluids and oils that keep your skin cool, soft, and moist. Now, usually pores are too small to be seen, but if you use a magnifying glass and look closely, you can see the pores on your own skin. Right now, I want you to use your imagination and pretend that you were so small that you could actually climb down into one of these openings with me and see what happens as this pore is about to be plugged up by some dirt. Everything looks clean and clear today, tra-la, tra-la. Just doing my job and things are okay, tra-la, tra-la. Oh no, what's that I see? Oh no, it's coming for me. A piece of dirt, it's getting so near. A piece of dirt, I'm trembling with fear. And there's a germ to cause infection. Oh please, I need some protection. It's plugging me up. I'm stopped them completely. The odor is bad. Oh, I used to smell sweetly. Oh, please, body, help. Get rid of this crime. Please, body, help. Now is the time. I'm being rescued, hip hip hooray. The dirt has been all washed away in the spray.
Oh boy, now we've seen Mr. Clean Goodbody. And what a wonderful person he is to show us how to clean ourselves up after all of our exercises, right kids? And Kathy with the Northern Kentucky Health District as our health educator, what can you impart to kids?
Well, the main thing I'd like to remind all the kids is that when they're helping their moms and dads bake those cookies, to be sure and wash their hands before time so that we can all stay good and healthy.
Fantastic. You want to have a seat over on the couch then? Okay. And Santa's going to bring in, guess what? Diane Kilpatrick, our reading specialist. Come on in, Diane.
Hi, Santa.
Oh, wonderful. This is Santa's reading teacher. Now, it's very important that we all learn how to read, and we learn the importance of reading. And Santa has his own reading teacher, so I want you to take this microphone and talk to the kids a little bit about reading and read them the story.
Well, I've been watching some of these little girls do exercises, and it's just as important to exercise our mind as it is our body. So as we strengthen our bodies, we need to learn that reading can be a fun exercise for our mind. Sometimes we shouldn't just sit down in front of the TV and just sit there quietly. We should turn the TV off and pick up a good book. And I have a lot of Christmas books. May I share some with the kids?
Why don't you sit down and share them with us? Kathy, hold the microphone there for her and let her show us some books. And Santa will sit over here and watch.
Well, there are books for all ages, and I've brought some with me. We have books for little children who don't read, such as picture books and pop-up books, and I don't have time to go through all of these, but you can get them at your local library. They've asked me to read one of my favorite stories, so I've picked The Nativity.
Good.
And I'd like to read that one for the children this morning.
And now, you kids want to follow along with Diane and learn to read. It's really important that on Saturday mornings when you get up, go grab your book.
That's right. That's right. The Nativity, retold by Juliana Bragg and illustrated by Sheila Beckett. Long ago in a dusty hillside village called Nazareth, there was a young woman named Mary. Her family and her people were poor, and there was trouble throughout the land.
Oh.
Every day, Mary helped her mother, cleaning their small clay house, baking the bread, and washing the clothes. When she went to the village well for water, she had a few moments to talk with her friends. Mary's life was just like that of most young women in Nazareth, and she was content. But God had a plan that was going to change her life forever. God had promised to send a Messiah a chosen leader who would show his people the way to a better, happier life. For many years, the people had waited and longed for the Messiah, and now it was time for him to come. And one day an angel appeared to Mary. How fiery, bright, and beautiful he was. "Greetings, Mary," said the angel. "I bring you good news. God has chosen you to be the mother of his Son. You are to name the baby Jesus. He shall be a great man, the one who shall save all his people." At first Mary was troubled. Could it be true? Had God really chosen a simple peasant girl to be the mother of his Son? Then she looked at the angel and knew that what he said was true. "I will do whatever God asks of me," she said, and she was filled with joy. After that day, Mary still carried water from the well, and she still mended the family's clothes and made round, flat loaves of bread. But now everything seemed different to her because in her body the Son of God was growing. She often smiled to herself as she worked. Only Joseph, the man she was soon going to marry, knew the reason for her smile. An angel had come to him in a dream to tell him that Mary would be the mother of God's Son. When it was nearly time for the baby to be born, a message came to all the people from the ruler of the land. It said that every man must go to the village where he was born to pay a special tax. Joseph would have to make a trip to Bethlehem, his hometown. Mary went too, riding on a donkey, with Joseph walking by her side. It was a long journey over steep and rocky hills. There were few places along the way to stop and rest. Joseph and Mary were very tired when they reached the city of Bethlehem. The little village was crowded with travelers who had come to pay their taxes. All the homes and inns were full, and now Mary felt that the baby would soon be born. Where would Joseph and Mary find shelter? At last someone led them to a small stable. It was just a cave in the hillside, but it was a place that was warm and dry and out of the wind. And there in that small stable, the baby Jesus was born. Mary wrapped her baby in a blanket she had made. Joseph filled a manger with straw, and they laid the baby in it. That night there were shepherds in a field near Bethlehem. As they watched their flocks, a great light shone all around them, and an angel appeared. The shepherds did not know what was happening. They fell to the ground and were very frightened. But the angel said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you wonderful news. Tonight in Bethlehem, a child is born who is the Messiah. Go there and look for the baby lying in the manger." And the sky was suddenly filled with angels singing and praising God. Then, as suddenly as they had come, the angels disappeared. The shepherds talked excitedly about what the angel had said. Had the Messiah really come at last? They gathered up their things and they hurried to Bethlehem. And there they found Mary and Joseph and the baby. Jesus looked just like any other little baby, and yet the shepherds could feel how very special he was. So they rushed away to tell everyone the good news. Alone in the stable, Mary held up baby Jesus in her arms. She wondered how different her life would be. God's plan for her and Joseph would continue to unfold, but one thing she knew for certain: he was the Messiah, the Son of God, and she loved him with all her heart.
Isn't that wonderful? Let's have a big hand for that story. You know, that was the nativity scene, and my gracious sakes alive, that's something similar to Santa's favorite story. So we have something really special there. And you know, before we go to our singers, guess what? We're going to take a couple more phone calls. Roger from Covington, or Blake? Blake from Hebron, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Blake, how you doing?
Fine.
Santa's so glad to see you, Blake. Tell me what you want for Christmas.
I want a car.
A car? Okay. You know something? Santa will see what he can do. Now you say a little prayer, and you be sure and love your mom and dad, and love your brothers and sisters, okay? And have some cookies and milk waiting for Santa.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Blake. Thank you for calling Santa. We love you. Bye-bye now. Santa will be to see you. Charlene from Newport. Are you there, Charlene?
Hello?
Yes, is Charlene there?
Yes.
Hi, Charlene. What would you like for Christmas?
Some jams.
Oh, well, Santa will see what he can do, okay? You have a Merry Christmas, and be sure and do this, Charlene.
I have a sister that wants to talk to you.
Well, put her on there for a second. What's her name?
Lois.
Larry?
Lois.
Lloyd? Hi, Lloyd. How you doing?
Lois.
Lois?
Speak, say hi.
Lois, are you there?
You're loud.
Well, Santa will wave to you, Lois.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Say good.
Santa loves you. Any special? Anything special you want for Christmas?
Baby doll.
Baby doll? Okay, well, Santa, see what he can do. He's got to run now, but he wants to wish you a Merry Christmas, and be sure and love Mommy and Daddy. Say hello to Rudolph here.
Hi, say hi.
Yeah, okay. You have a Merry Christmas now, okay?
Bye-bye.
Santa loves you. Bye-bye. Do we have, now we're going to have some singers come on. Diane, you got some singers here with us today?
4 young people who are going to sing for us today.
Yes.
Come on in here. Josh, oh boy, and Laren, and Jonathan, oh my, and Kara. Okay, we want to turn right around and face this way here. Okay, and we got some singers here. And Diane, you want to tell what they're going to sing?
They're going to sing Star So Bright.
And you want to hold the microphone out there for them.
Okay, someone will start our music for us.
Will someone start the music?
Wings crossing the desert sand, sounds of a mighty eastern caravan. Hear the beat of the tambourines, on our way to see the newborn king. With a star that bright, with a guiding light, a very special king is born tonight. Hear the trump of the tambourines, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, ching-ching-ching. Lift your voices, join to sing, Alleluia to the newborn king. La 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 la, la 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 la, a very special king is born tonight. Trumpets herald his majesty, he'll be dressed in royal finery. We'll see his palace fit for a king, from our treasuries gifts will bring. With a star that bright, with a guiding light, a very special king is born tonight. A very special king is born tonight.
Oh, let's have a big hand. Fantastic. You know what? Bring out the other kids and talk to them. Someone has sent Santa a signal. Give me the microphone here. I think we got all the other kids. Now let's see. Have we got anybody left upstairs? Because Santa wants to talk to all the kids. You know Mr. Snowman was over here. And looky here. Here's who we have on, Karen, our helper. Let's come over here and say, hi, Woody. Can you get a shot of Woody over here? Karen? Rudolph? Let's see here. Betsy, will you hold Santa's bells for him? Let's look here. What's your name?
Woody.
Woody, what would you like for Christmas?
Tape recorder.
A tape recorder?
Yeah.
And how old are you, Woody?
3.
You're 3 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Santa will see what he can do, okay? And what's your name?
Eric.
And Eric, how old are you?
6.
6 years old? Okay, anything special you want for Christmas, Eric?
A skateboard.
Wasn't that neat to see that film by Mr. Goodbody, Clean Goodbody? Yeah, and you know something? Didn't you like the dancers we had on today? And what's your name?
John.
And John, how old are you?
5.
You're 5 years old? Okay. And what would you like for Christmas?
Army toy.
Oh, speak up.
Army toy.
An army toy, huh? Okay. We got another phone call here. Let's take a phone call real quick. From Indiana, Chevy. Are you there, Chevy? From Independence? What about it, Chevy? Are you there? Hi, Chevy. Anything special you want for Christmas, Chevy?
How come this is on the phone?
Yeah, you can tell me.
Sam Eric. Talk, Sam Eric.
This is Eric.
Oh, Eric. Eric, how you doing? You from Burlington, huh?
Yeah.
What would you like for Christmas?
A A Game Boy.
Okay. Well, Santa will see what he can do for you, okay? You have a Merry Christmas. You have a Merry Christmas now. Santa loves you.
Love you.
Okay.
Bye, Rudolph.
Bye-bye. Say bye, Rudolph. Okay, Chevy, are you there?
Yeah.
Chevy, you're from Independence?
Uh-huh.
Santa knows all about Independence out there in Simon Kenton High School and Kenton Elementary. Santa visited Kenton Elementary back there when it first was built. That was one of the first places Santa visited as a school, and he really thinks the world of those Simon Kentonians and those Kenton Elementarians. They're great students out there. In fact, all of Northern Kentucky has some great schools, and they're getting better and better, and Santa wants to say a special thank you to all the teachers out there. So let's hurry through here. Okay? Bye-bye now. We'll see you later. Let's go on here. David, what would you like for Christmas? Oh, wait just a second, David. We're off the air. We're running out of time. Santa's going to have to say goodbye. So we got David here. Let's shoot a shot of, we got Michael back here, and who's we got here? Chestnut? Jessica. And we got Nick back here. And we're going to say goodbye here very quickly. And Betsy, now I want everybody to wave goodbye. And remember, next week, next Saturday at 11 o'clock, live here on cable television from the cable board and the Fort Mitchell Kiwanis and all the groups that helped put this on. And just say a special tribute to all the moms and dads out there and to all you kids. We love it. You come back and see us next week at 11 o'clock. Okay? Merry Christmas!